The reason why you struggle with confidence and discipline is not because simply you lack the drive. It's not because you lack the motivation. It's not because some people are just wired differently than you. It's not because you haven't taken the decision. It's not because you haven't seen the right reel on Instagram. It's not because um, you haven't done other things. The main reason why you lack confidence and discipline, it's not because you're an introvert or because you're more distracted or because you're whatever reason you want to come up with. The main reason is because you have failed yourself so many times in private that it's impossible for your brain to do it in public because your brain keeps the receipts of every time you say you were going to do something in private and you didn't do it. That is the simple reason. There's no deeper explanation. I remember there was a speech like 10 years ago that was very popular on Facebook and on Instagram. Back when Instagram was just like adding stories, when they were mirroring what Snapchat was doing. And I remember it was a very popular a video of a guy from, I don't think he was in the military. I think he was a Navy SEAL or something. The guys who wear like a white suit. And he was giving a speech about if you want to make a difference in your life, if you want to change your life, start by making your bed every morning. And the idea behind it, and you can see that in books like uh, Atomic Habits, where you start by putting on reps, easy reps that you can do, but they are intentional. And what you're doing is doing this something easy, an easy goal. You're starting easy, that your brain feels like it did something, and you start to make it a part of your habit of your day to do the things that you say you were going to do. So your brain starts to register. If he says we're going to do something, we'll do it. Whether we feel like doing it or not, whether we have the motivation or not, whether we slept well or not, whether we want to or not, whether we find an excuse to do it or not. Things that this guy or this girl says, they get done. So that's how you train your brain to be a person who is intentional with its attention and not reactive. If you are reactive, it's really hard to have a fulfilling life because you're reacting to anything that comes to your day. That's a really hard way to live if you want to be a successful person, if you want to be a person with emotional and mental stability, if you want to be a person who's going to be leading either a family, a relationship, a friends group, church, whatever you want to be doing. You have to be a man has to be someone who's not reactive, and instead someone who plans, who says he's going to do something, and he does it. And sure, he'll fall short at times, but he'll do his best, and he'll be a man of his word. A man who can trust himself, his own word. It's really a man who's going to fall short all the time. That's a recipe for what you see today. Men who lack motivation, lack drive, chase girls, chase pleasure, chase video games, drugs, betting, whatever you want to call it. So that the path to improving and moving forward is the man you want to be, the man that God designed you to be. It's to start telling your brain that you are the one in charge and start trusting your own word. That if you say you're going to do something, it's that thing is going to get done. You're going to cross it on your list for that day. And the best way to do it is to start small. Pretty much like the guy that I mentioned it, the idea of something as simple as writing on your to-do list, I'm going to make my bed today. And you do that for a couple of days. You do that for a week. And you're going to feel how it's building up. Because this is a compound effect. That's also famous compound effect that Warren Buffett talks about. It happens with your habits too. And I'm pretty sure that book of Atomic Habits also talks about this. But you want to start small, where you can start building momentum. And as it starts to compound, you start adding more stuff. Because if you want to start big, like I have done so many times, like starting my diet, or to wake up at a certain hour, or go to bed earlier, those are things that are fine, but you would rather have a little bit of momentum before you jump or try to tackle one of those. And that's a problem that I have personally been having. But then I'm working towards, and I hope this information helps you to start working towards the man that God intended you to be. A man who's not reactive, a man who's not a slave of his pleasures, and instead of it, it's a man who plans, it's a man of his word. He's a man who is capable, reliable, and a man who lives a fulfilling life. Not the most comfortable life, but a fulfilling one. And I truly believe that is the path to freedom and the path to be a real man. So, to wrap this video around, you don't lack motivation, you don't lack discipline, you don't have a short attention span, there's nothing wrong with you. All you lack is repetitions. And you don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start to be great. So start putting on the repetitions, and just know that at the beginning you need lighter weights, as if you were going to the gym and you were going to squat or bench press. You need lighter weights, you need technique, you just need to put on reps. And for the first month or two, you're not going to see big results, but you're going to start building a habit of going to the gym and working out and getting a little bit stronger, building a foundation. It's the same thing you're going to do with your habits. It's the same thing you're going to do with your work, of starting to be reliable and start to see for yourself that when you show up for yourself in private, it's going to automatically reflect in public. You don't have to think about being confident. You don't have to think about being authentic. You don't have to think about anything. All of a sudden, being an introvert or being socially inept, that doesn't exist anymore, because you have shown up for yourself so many times in private that you are so self-confident in yourself that confidence is going to come naturally, and you're not going to care if somebody doesn't like you or somebody finds you awkward, because you're so comfortable in your own skin. You're so comfortable in your word, and you trust yourself in private. You're going to trust yourself in public as a byproduct. So now you don't need motivation. You don't need affirmations in front of the mirror. You don't need visualization. You don't need none of that. All you need is repetitions. That's all you need. So I hope this video finds you well, and yeah, start putting on the repetitions and start building towards the man that God called you to be. Amen.